Hey, Don here. Okay, back with another live stream. Oh yeah, I forgot to make. There we go. Make sure the sound is working. Not previously today. My ear is itching like crazy. Oh, I can take these headset off. Okay, so dropped them in the floor. See that right there? Fedora made live 33 1-1-2. That's normally a dot in the, what they really call it. But that's, dashes are better in file names than dots because it always makes many programs think that the first dash is the file extension. First dot is a file extension. So it said it failed. I wrote that right before I took my break, and it said it failed. But it is there, and let's see if I can get there. I guess that was a long. Oh, this is it right here. Yeah. So I'm on my. Let's go back. Okay, so we're on. There's my where things get mounted in Fedora 32. So it's mounted there, and it looks good. But there's probably something wrong. I'm going to figure. There's the live OS. It probably would run, but whether it would install, be anybody's. It would be a hard bet. So I'll probably do it again. Now that I installed I installed it on, I've got my camera aimed still at the big monitor for the server, and so I didn't want to move it down because I'm going to have to put it right back there. I'll probably rewrite it, and let's see, I'll think about that. But first, while I was taking a break, I went ahead and ate something, realized I was hungry and all that. I went ahead and rebooted the server. I thought I would just, get it into the old kernel and watch a video or do something while I was eating. And it hung up at a different place. So I'm going to go ahead first. I'm going to go ahead and unplug that. See, where do I need this to be? Camera 4. Okay. Hello, I'm down here. Okay, so yeah, let's switch to the wireless mic before I forget. Check 1, 2, check. Hello. Yeah, about there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at the meters and stuff on the preview screen. Okay, so now I can go over there and turn the camera around, do whatever I want to. Why do I have a cable? Oh, that's the headphone cable. I was trying to put my little neck pillow down where I always put it, and there was a cable in the way, and I was like, what is that? Alright, now I can get up. I've never tried having a black background. What do I look like with a black background? It might be taller than the camera's going. I turned the camera preview monitor around because it was shining on the monitor, and so now I can't look at it to see how the shot's framed. Okay, getting tired. Of course, I just ate something and it makes me sleepy, but yeah, I'm getting a little tired. Been doing this all day, so I can't actually show. Still not that hard to. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna turn this on around. Oh, thank you, Mr. Camera. You would do that. Let's see. So yeah, let's go back and redo it. It moved. The thing just dropped on me. There. Instead of this tripod is so tight, and I did get it straightened up though, but it's so tight that it untightens the nut instead of doing what I want it to do. Okay, I really kind of need to move all these boxes in the floor to be able to get there. and to get in there. And I can turn this light on. Oh yeah, I want to make sure if it's going to hang up like that again. I've got the USB sound card unplugged, and I already successfully. Now I can't even remember if the time that I booted it. I think I did. Yeah, I had this unplugged the time that I booted it to the old kernel, and also the keyboard finally started working. Now, when I was booting it up this last time, I had both keyboards plugged in, though, not just the wireless. So I still don't see why that would. I mean, the wired keyboard's the one I always use. Unless that update will not recognize USB 1. That is how old that keyboard is. It's about 20 years old. I love the thing. I don't want to stop using it. But there we go. Maybe that's enough for me to get in there. Moving the boxes, well, I'm probably going to trip over them. I better move them. Oh, that's why I didn't want to move it. Well, let's just do it. I've got all kinds of stuff stacked up here in front of my closet. Projects that I haven't finished. Okay, yeah, I don't want that to fall. I had thought I was just not going to do that, but I couldn't get in there at all. I knew that. I don't know why I didn't. Okay, so server is here, and in order to unplug this, I could try just unplugging the power. What I don't understand, I don't see any lights on. I don't think this thing. Oh yeah, when it's. Well, no, I see one thing that could have happened. This wall wart. The old wall wart is long enough, and I had it on the wide. There's only one wide spot, for a wall wart on this power strip that I got all this plugged into. Yeah, it doesn't come on with this machine turned off. It does that automatically. But what I can do, yeah, that should effectively unplug it. Yeah. Okay, so I unplugged the power to it instead of. I was thinking I was going to have to unplug the cable from the machine. So now the only thing that's plugged in, I've got the keyboard. Go ahead and get this lined up on the monitor. I've got the keyboard lined up. There we go. Sure does look better when you're looking at a monitor and it's a little more straight. It's not as straight as it was a while ago, I don't think. No, that's good enough. Probably about as good as I'll ever get it. Okay, so the chair drives me crazy. It'll turn over on me if I don't get the wheels right. They're so warm that they lean real bad as it is, and if they don't get to, the back one extended out behind me, if it's turned under, then I can turn this chair over without realizing I'm fixing to do it. All right. So, how did that happen? I bump into it or something? There. I don't know how that happened. Alright, so now it's aimed right. Maybe I can't see from back there. Let's get my SM58 going. Get my little phone did charge itself up. while I was sitting here. All right, let's get back to the other one. It's definitely way more dependable. The SM58. They actually sound so much alike now that it's really good. It's what I've always wanted. Since they're both running through the mixer. All right. It's really nice to go sit down. You know, you feel getting tired. It feels good to sit down. And then you realize, well, what the hey, I got to jump back up and go turn on that machine. Okay, so unless I want to go, no, that'd be a pain in the butt. Get into it on ILO. Then it probably wouldn't be there. So I got to jump back up. Let's see, what do I do? Okay, so the way I've got now is the HP keyboard is connected with the KVM switch to the machine down here that I'm looking at, my preview and all my my OBS Studio. Because I'm doing my stream from my Lenovo i5, and I've unplugged the. So the only machine that's keyboard and mouse that's plugged into the server is the wireless, and the to unplug the power to the backup drive, the Seagate backup drive, is the only thing I haven't tried disconnecting that. As I was thinking of unplugging the cable out of the back of the machine, and then I realized, well, really, that's going to effectively do that. Yeah. So, of course, it may still need that. If there's something wrong, it may still need to be done. Well, no, if you boot it up with it off, not powered on, and then plug it in, that should fix anything that might have gone wrong. Okay. And the USB sound card's still unplugged. So now I'm going to turn it on. Now I'll get up and go turn it on. I'm not going to switch mics again and all that. Turned around on me. I tried to move the chair just enough to get out. Ready to turn position. So it's flipped back under. Okay, now got that. Okay, I never have checked my stream, have I? I knew I was forgetting something. While that's booting up, I'll do that. Let's see. So I'm just going to leave it on the camera so that what I'm streaming is that, what's happening over there. And, or did I? I don't know. But we're going to do it again. I think I did it at the very beginning. But I'm not going to show that, except that, actually there's still nothing going on the screen, is there? Yeah. Already, but I'm not going to show that. Okay, that's all good. So when it goes quickly like that, there's no need to do any of that. Okay, it's taking a very long time to show up. Of course it is. The TV's turned off. I guess I forgot to turn it back on. Okay. I hope it didn't miss the spot. No, but didn't have much. Now this is where it hung up. Okay, it didn't hang up. It hung up right there last time. Now the next thing should be the boot screen. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the older kernel and get into it. Just to make, oh no, let's don't go into the older kernel because this might make it boot. Okay, so just let it do its thing. Okay, back to the newest kernel, and let's see if it'll work. I hate that it takes so long to do this. I guess if that looked a little different, but I don't think, nope, didn't change a thing. So there's something wrong on this kernel. Okay, let's switch. I'm going to switch mic so I can get up. Check 1, 2. Okay. Now, I'm going to get up there and kind of read it, make sure it says what I think it does. And we know that we're going to have to go back and it's just talking about the hardware. Everything is fine. Logitech. Okay. Now, nothing looks really any different. I mean, well, there is a little bit different readout, but I don't have that other keyboard plugged in. So I don't think that, well, now I don't think it's, you know, anything that's, any kind of problem with what's plugged into the machine. So I'm not going to show, move the camera again, just shut it down and turn it back on again. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Now, let's get back over here again. This time I will boot it to the older kernel. And let's see. I'm not well, I don't know what I actually have to do. Well, I just want to make sure it still boots, I guess. As far as what I want to do on it, well, let's think about that here. Is there anything else I can do? See, what I'm about ready to do is just reformat the whole darn thing with Fedora 33. Assuming I can get that a good image on an SD card and make it work. I really haven't, since I don't have the only thing I have that has an SD card slot is a Dell 1525 laptop that I'm not using right now, you know. My mom's using it. And so I don't really, you know, I don't have any, I've never really done any installing much at all from SD cards. And this is an SD card, but it's, yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll eat it after a while is what I'll do.
You already eat?
Yeah, I just got there eating a little while ago.
So you want something anyway?
Yeah, I'll just save it for a little while and eat it later.
Yeah.
Be fine.
Yeah. What do you want?
Beef enchiladas. I'm trying to watch this thing here. I'm going to get some good food, really good food, Mexican food. Okay, now we'll get on that other kernel. I was afraid that was going to go by. Okay, now, Okay, let's see. Yeah, I went ahead and ate just now, but it hadn't been 30 minutes, I don't think, since I ate, but I'll just save that and eat it before bed. That's always a good thing to have before bed. Alright, so it's booting up. All that blurry whiteness on the left is showing it booting up. I can read it if I get closer. I can kind of read a word here and there, because it's really small on a when you get a higher resolution monitor, the text gets smaller. But you can fix that in the operating system, but not in the I don't know of any way to do it in the boot screen. There probably is a way, but it's not a big. You usually don't try to look at it anyway. Oh, burping and everything. All that food I just ate. Oh, what's that? That looks like some kind of error. Dependency or something. Oh. Depend for my 8 terabyte USB local file system failed for mark the needed to relabel after reboot. Failed for mark the need to relabel after reboot. Huh. Yes, it's plugged in, but it's not turned on. No power to it. Oh, it was waiting for it and finally gave up. I don't think it was giving any trouble. Wait. You are in emergency mode. Oh, it threw me into emergency mode. So that's not a good idea to do it that way. Okay. And it tells you what to run. You could run, to try to fix all this, but I know what's wrong. It's not plugged in. After logging in, type journal ctl space /xv and then to view system logs. Oh, okay. And then systemctl space reboot to reboot, systemctl default or exit. Give root password for maintenance. Okay. I think the safest thing to do, since I know that I just did that, is to hard shut it down. Because, yeah, I didn't think about the file. All right, now back to the I get turned around sometimes. I don't know which mic I'm on. I was talking to you when I wasn't near the SM58. All right, so just a little bit. I realized it finally and just went on and did what I did is I went ahead and hard shut it down and then plugged in the USB drive again. And what I noticed when I got up there to read that is that it was saying that the USB drive wasn't there and it couldn't check it. The file system check. Linux checks its drives whenever it boots up, and it told you some commands to run and stuff if you to try and fix it up and what all. But of course, we know what was wrong. I had it unplugged. So yeah, that wasn't a good idea after all. I just forgot. I forget everything. So, I mean, I don't do it. In my defense, my forgetful defense, I don't do this all the time, you know. It's the first time in years that I've had this kind of a problem, actually. You know, a problem of some kind of something broken after after an update. So when it gets back up there, I will go into the older kernel because I want to see that it's still working in the older kernel. And I may look around logs again. There might be something I missed. Well, that command, it said to run journal CTL. I can't remember it. I called it out because I forgot. I was thinking I was on the mic. I could be heard. But oh, I was on the not on the SM58. I'm on the other one. So yeah. So well, anyway, you heard all that then. Okay, good. That's better. Okay, now back to the I'm just going to do it that way because I may go ahead and unplug that hard drive. I mean, really, it's just be a shame to have that be the problem and me not try it, you know. Okay. Yeah. Let this thing finish booting up. I'll just move my HP keyboard out of the way so I don't start tapping on it. Sometimes I do it anyway. I used to be pretty good at using two different keyboards, you know, but now I just can't. I can't ever. I don't care whether I'm tired or not. I can't remember what I got going on. Okay, so boy, it got hot in here fast. I shut that window because neighbor was drilling, making a lot of noise with the drill and stuff, and I heard someone. I can hear what they're saying, you know. I don't think it picks up on the mics. At least not on the 58. But I really didn't want all that in my video. Okay, so it's 80.4, 80 and a half degrees within just a few minutes. It was already 70. I think it was 78 something when I did that. But anyway, let's get this keyboard over here. I'm gonna have to go open that window again. But let's log in. And okay, now I'm gonna go over there and open the window again while the thing is finishing to boot up. Yeah, so I still can use the system, but I've had this kind of thing happen before, and trying to use a system like that is really a pain. There we go. Okay. Okay. I do know that the SM58 is more dependable. I'm doing that with my tongue to peg the. Probably should quit doing that. It's just, I'm so used to doing that to do to peg the. Oh, I was seeing the mouse move around on my preview, and I was like, how come I can see that? Well, you can see everything that happens on that screen. Okay. always want to open up my system monitor. That way, well, the number one reason I always do that is so that I can kill things if they get out of whack, you know, try to hang up the system or anything. But it also tells you what's going on and everything. Yeah, so I still have my operating system. If you didn't know that about Linux, you can, or at least Fedora and Debian. Now the other, there's lots of different distros. I don't know if some of them are different, but can on Fedora and Debian. I just wish I could read. This is actually the better one, I think. Well, what you can do, I've done it before, but I've also had to him all around like this to boot up my machine for a month or 2 or 3 before before they finally fixed it, whatever it was wrong. So this is DNF log now. Okay. 03 2021. I can't see the date. I think it's 19. Okay. Receiving failed for updates. Mismatch. SHA 56. Huh. This wasn't today, was it? This is the 3rd, isn't it? January, February, March. 3/21. It looks to me like I know you can't read that on the It's far enough down the list. I think it really is on the 19th. So, okay, that's the only other fail. That's today, I think. Yeah, 21. Mismatch SHA 256. Same message. But if it happened on the 19th and didn't break anything, then... So the older ones are at the top. We're in the middle now. But I believe that was the 19th. That's way up there at the top now. There we are again. I believe that's the 19th. And that... Now that says 19. But it is the same. It's from RPM Fusion, which is an add-on repository that I've used for years and years. 20, same thing. Oh, there was an app that kept being hung up that wouldn't update for a month or 2. Yeah, okay. It doesn't say what app that I can tell unless it's on the next line. Now, just remembered something. When I do my updates, I got so tired of having to wait and answer it. It's not a big deal, but I got tired of it. I put the Y switch on there. I'll show it here in a minute. Oh, I can't show it too well on here. It's DNF space update space dash Y. And then hit enter. That's it. And anyway, I added that to my little command, and I just use the keyboard to keep rerunning the same one when I do updates. There's a little bit of memory in the terminal that you can, it'll remember your last 10 or 20 commands, and you can rerun them without having to type them out again. Well, I don't know if that means anything really. That same message there, reviving failed for updates, mismatched. Yeah, that's in there quite a few times. So there we go, boot log. Why didn't I think of that first? Let's see. There we go. Something failed. Dependency. Oh, that's the 8 terabyte drive. Okay. That's the only message that says failed. Okay. Now let's try error. There is not a single bootlog error. I'm not sure how far back it goes. Let's see, DNF. Yeah, I don't see anything else that seems to be something that can help me. Sometimes, and I was already kind of thinking about, I was still debating about whether I wanted to go to Fedora 33 or not. I'm going to go ahead and try, yeah, I'll just stay right there, I guess. And we'll get big enough terminal to see what's going on here. Okay, now let's see. We'll get root privileges. I like to use SU for sudo, not I like to use SU, not sudo. But SU is, yeah, SU is super user privileges. Sudo is sudo super user privileges, and you can't do everything with sudo. And so now here's how I do it: DNF space update space, and then -y, and that'll just run the updates without stopping and asking you anymore. What I was doing for the last several months was just doing DNF update, and okay, there's nothing to do. All right, well, so that update that it said needed to be finished, it got finished, but it still doesn't work. In the previous video, I saw that. See if it'll do DNF clean all. I don't even know if I can do that. All right, it did do it. Now let's try the update. Because if there was a broken update in there or something, it's doing stuff. What's it doing? Ah, it's doing some updates. Open H264, modular. I think it's just reading. Since I cleaned the cache, that's what DNF clean all does. Is it cleans all the DNF cache. So it's got to re-download it. Yeah, this is not doing any installations or anything. It's just checking all the repos. Yeah, Cisco modular 32x8664. Yeah, so first it's got to re-download the repos. Then it'll go try and do update. This is something I wish you could actually read too, but you know, it's just where I'm stuck at here. That's the only way I can do this right now. Yeah, RPM Fusion, free and non-free. And I can't think of the other. There's another command. I'm thinking these commands I learned with Yum, so that's why I wasn't sure if it would work with DNF. That one did. But another one that you could use to try. Okay, nothing to do. Okay, so I don't think there's any more updates to try and do here. Give me a little screenshot of that in case I want to have it for later. Of course, that is in the. Let's go back into the cockpit admin. Maybe there's something in there that I missed last time. Getting root. Go ahead and log in as root so I can see everything and do anything I needed to do. Lost my place. Okay, now. First, we'll go look at updates again. There's one thing, though. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. The updates. Oh, it still says reboot system. Why in the world would it be staying in there like that? Huh. Check for updates. I rebooted several times since then. But see, the most recent update is 0227. And this is 0321. So, yeah, 10, 11. See, that's not 2020. Wait. Yeah, those are both 2020. This is pretty old kernel. Huh. That's really strange because I've never seen it look like this. Of course, I haven't. I don't guess in forever have I been back into cockpit, you know, on an older kernel. Unless the kernels are upside down, I didn't ever think they were. You know, like this is the oldest one instead of the next to the newest. I'm pretty sure the you know, the new ones are on the top, and then they just get older as you go down. Unless they've done something I didn't know. Okay. I'm just gonna hit the reboot now. I mean, it's not the worst thing to make. It'll make it'll make Firefox think it's failed somehow, but I'm just gonna try. Oh yeah, let's delay it for 1 minute. Okay. Well, no, let's don't do that. It might stop it from working. I was gonna close Firefox, but so we don't need to delay it. Okay, go. There you go. See, it's instant. So let's get back on the. Now this is the shutdown terminal readout, and have to wait for all that to happen again. Thinking, sure, no, I don't want to mess it up. Well, actually, it won't. I was thinking about going ahead and starting that. By the time I decide what to do, it'd be too late. I was thinking about starting the rewrite of that. I get some, I'd love to screw something up and write the wrong drive or something. I'll just wait, do one thing at a time. I can't multitask. I never was very good at it. And I'm too tired now to multitask. I've got to, unless this does it, I've got a feeling I ain't going to fix this evening. I've been at it since sometime before noon, I believe, trying to fix it. Yeah, it was like 10:30 in the morning when I started trying to fix this. And it's 6:44 now. So, we'll just watch our little thing float around. I still can't get over how that shows up as blue to this camera. I guess it's. I noticed. I was looking at myself a while ago. I was looking at the previous video while I was eating, and I got the colors too vibrant too. That's what's doing it. I don't know. Don't really remember exactly what all I changed, but I just. You kind of focus on different areas to try to get. I was focusing on my forehead that was so white, and the door behind me. I remember that. And so anyway, I noticed that my face, certain areas of my face were looking like blue. There's a blue. My VM is blue with red lights on it, and so it was making. I had blue on my face, so I overdid it. So there we go. So I think that's what's making that gray. It's gray. That little box is actually gray, but it's showing up to be just flat blue on this camera right now. But at least it is working okay. Now that's it's a reflection. That's what it is. Yeah. You can see me back there behind the boot screen. It's just, these monitors are highly reflective. Well, all monitors are highly reflective. Really, OCRT monitors are. But I keep wanting to just sit there and watch it on my preview instead of this giant screen that's in front of me, just above this other monitor I'm looking at, my old monitor. But if that fixed it, that would be good. That cockpit's pretty handy. There's some things. It's relatively new, as in I don't know how many, few years. But that it's. I don't know when they started developing it, but it's for instance, the ability to manage virtual machines in cockpit, that was just added this year. But so some things are, not like that weird thing a while ago where it kept updating itself so quickly. Okay, now I'm gonna leave it alone and see if it boots on the 5.11.7 terminal, 5.11.7 kernel. Nope. You can see it now. I know when I see that, and that's the weirdest. Still, like I said, it's the weirdest screen. I've never seen that. I've seen it, but I've never messed around trying to fix things that much in it. I think like I said, I've always done is just better get up there and read it a little bit before I decide I know what it's saying. Let me change my mic here. Check 1, 2. Okay. get up there and read the output, because I can't read it from down on the chair, and it could have changed. I can't really read it at all anymore. Yeah. Yep, just the wireless mouse, and of course now that I don't have the other, only thing I got left that I could possibly do is actually unplug that USB drive. I'm running out of ideas. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. I can't think of them right now, but there is all kinds of things you can do. You know, in the operating system and all that, a lot of it I don't. I know there's other things I've never run into exactly this before. That's the big thing. Turn it off again. Okay. Yeah, the drive is plugged in. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it from the power and unplug it from the machine. Oh yeah, I can't even think about reaching it without turn this light on. I can turn it. That's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay, not as hard as I was thinking it was going to be. I remembered it from the last time. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and kind of watch this thing boot up a little bit. Can't see it all that good anyway, can you? Okay, well, if you wait till the hard drive starts showing up, we'll be missing the boot screen. So let's get on back around to the boot screen. Yep, looks okay, I think. Okay. Now. Now then, let's see. Change mics again. Okay, now should be coming up, and I'm going to actually let it, go through and try to boot. Yeah, full day of rebooting this server is not my day of fun. It's always just a little bit of fun trying to, meeting a challenge, trying to figure something out. But it's not fun when it's, one thing that's not fun about it is when it's your main machine, that you use it all day, every day. I'm thinking that this may help me decide to go ahead and just go to Fedora 33. I was kind of already thinking, 34 will be out this summer. And so I'm going to end up being pretty far behind. I'm always doing that. I believe the Lenovo i5, I said it was running Fedora 23, but it's running Fedora 28. Pretty sure. I mean, I know it's newer than 23. That's way behind. I think that might have been the first thing I put on it. But that's what I was running until I set this one up. Okay, 511.7.100. And I don't hold up much hope for that reboot button and I don't know. I mean, I've never seen that hanging around like that. You know, it definitely was worth a try. Oh, it's already there. It's already hung up in the little software hardware menu. There's something that I think may have the errors in it that pops up. You know, when it pops and goes, there's some giant text usually that comes up. I wasn't even paying attention this time, and then it blue screen, and then it goes to this. So, heck, I just thought of something. This little console here could be a console from the server. It might not be the operating system console. I didn't think about that because it's definitely one that I've seen stuff like this in my older systems, though, that were just desktop machines. But I hit Control-Alt-Delete on the wireless keyboard's the only one hooked up to it. See if it'll make it reboot. I don't think it will. This, the Lenovo i5, the one I'm on right now, I could use ILO on it, but it can barely run that. I use Windows XP in a virtual machine to get into ILO, and it can barely handle it. It takes forever to get in there. Looks like, I mean, it takes a long time for it to even read back the keys that you gave it, and it's not doing it. So, well, I can just leave it that way and go on and do what I was thinking. Oh, I thought that chair felt funny. Let me fix my chair. Well, I guess it is what did it. I'm looking at where my chair's sitting. I think I might have hit it with the chair and the pillow. Anyway, turned it over. Definitely still not real straight. Oh, okay. This tripod. See, I've got a tripod on a tripod. really wasn't on the right mic. I keep forgetting that I'm getting up and down. But I'm trying to not. Trying to not depend on the wireless because it's usually actually I'm worried about the. Let's go ahead and get on it. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, we had two of them for a minute there. There. Probably a little too far there. Okay. Now, I'll just put that mic up there. I'll just use the wireless for a while because I keep jumping up and down. Now I'm about to do the same thing again. The chair wheel, trying to keep from turning the chair over. And instead I turn over the whole camera. Yeah, I need to get me a tripod. I was thinking about getting a light stand, because they're sturdier. Well, and one thing about a regular tripod is the legs kind of spread out real far, and I don't have much room in here for that. What I'm using is a tripod for a light that's really, well, it's flimsy for it. It's not breakable flimsy. It's just, it's made out of aluminum, so it hasn't broke. But it's easy to turn over, especially when you don't have the legs spread out far enough, and it'll just sit there and shake because it's flexible because it's pretty small diameter tubes. It's not made for a camera. Even that's pretty light camera, but well, the light that is made came with it. Or when I got it, I mean it was. I got it my buddy. I got it from a buddy, and he gave it to me. And it was his dad's, and it looks like it was made back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm not sure exactly when, but I remembered them. I thought they didn't even really hardly make those lights anymore, but they do. I was looking at light stands, and I saw those lights exactly like mine. I've got several of those lights that I got from him. Okay. I was jabbering away and I didn't get it. There it was. That was some of that text. That's what you normally see when it goes to boot, but what normally happens is it goes into the boot screen. I hit the wrong keyboard. I saw it come up and I hit the keyboard, and then I'm like, what happened? It didn't react, and then I remembered I didn't have the right keyboard in front of me. Oh, but what I did do is make the camera go down 2 marks on the since I'm in the preview screen. So we went right back to that other screen, and keyboard won't do it. So that means I have to get up again. Let's see. Getting a little leery about being able to do this without screwing it up. I keep screwing things up because I'm getting too tired. Right in that thing I get leery about. Oh, I could have plugged that. Well, once I get it booted back up, I think I will plug that drive back in, that hard drive. It didn't have anything to do with it. As a matter of fact, I probably should have. Well, once you have them out and you boot up, normally, that's right, it went into the, with that drive not plugged in, well, the drive was plugged in, but it didn't have the power for it to run. I wonder if those things actually still send out part of the signal, because USB sends out 5 volts, right? So maybe it's running part of it, but not all of it. Like the drive won't actually boot up, but it'll let it know it's still there. What I'm trying to say. Okay, now this time I'm going to wait with bated breath to get to that. What was I thinking? I was thinking that my bedtime. That's what I'm thinking. I've been going to bed early. I went to bed, maybe it was night before last night. It's the latest I've stayed up in a week or so too. I went to bed at 11, but I've been going to bed anywhere from 6:30 to 8:30 every night. It's been kind of good, you know. Sometimes I get stuck on night shift and I don't like that for a week or two because I get my schedule all turned around. Let's see. Okay, I'm watching. Still got a ways to go. Oh yeah, I got a good ways to go. When I have I generally just leave this wireless keyboard on the desk itself, you know, like right in front of the monitor, and then the keyboard tray, I have the other one. I can put them both on the same tray, but it's really crowded, so I don't leave it that way. But what I'm thinking though is what I just remember. All I'm really remembering right now is that I wanted to get back in there. Let's see if I can, or if it's going to go fail again. But I don't have the USB drive plugged in. I don't have the power plugged into it because I didn't want it to. Well, if it's not plugged in, you don't really want the power plugged in. So could cause some kind of. Okay, there we go. Got that. Hit. Yeah, those are in the right. I forgot to look, but that's the newest one next to the new one. It's not working. There is a way to remove kernels. Years and years ago, I had this kind of thing happen, and I couldn't figure out how to get the kernels out. I finally did. I don't know if they made a new way or if I finally found it, but I used to edit this was with Grub 1 before Grub 2 came out. I used to edit my Grub menu to make it. One time I had to do it for months and months, a year, I don't know. Had it, let's go ahead and, oh, dang it. That's the bad thing about, if you hit the keyboard, the up and down arrow keys, the same thing I'll hit to make the terminal window show up. That's what happens. It switches my camera view. So, yeah, I used to edit Grub 1 and just have, and set the default boot to the older kernel until I could figure out how to fix it, or it fixed it, you know, or they fixed it with updates. But I don't want to do that. I'll just go to a newer version. But I have all kinds of. I know I have Lucky Backup backing up every day, but I haven't paid much attention to it since I got it set up. And so I want to make sure everything that I want is backed up. There's one thing I would want to do before I blow away this whole drive, you know, reformat it, or this array, an actual array. You know, it's like 6 drives. Make sure everything's backed up, and backup. I want to make a backup of a list of my installed apps in case I can turn that into a install script and install all those again. But this is a broken system. Yeah, I wouldn't want that, and I guess I won't even bother making it. I think I made a list not too long ago when it was still working good. Well, if I make it from here, it won't have any of that new stuff. I believe. Well, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, what did it do? I think it did the same thing. It's still looking for that drive. Now that's weird. It's completely unplugged. So it wasn't because I left it plugged in. It's still saying waiting for the device, and then it says failed. I don't know why it says dependency, but it says depend. The red text, you can't tell any of it, I know, but it says red text. That's what made me notice it. Failed for run media. Don 8 terabyte USB drive, local file system, and what it is it's mark the need to relabel after reboot. failed. It was trying to mark it, and it went back into emergency kernel again. So let's go over here again and get over here. I need to lower that a little bit. Whoa, that's a little much. Yeah, see, it's not a very wide spot where I've got this thing. Okay, turn it off. And I'm going to go ahead and plug my USB back in. Yeah, I'll plug it in first and then... I don't know if that helps or hurts. That hurts me, hurts my eyes. Okay. I should be able to find it. Yeah, there it is. That blue light came on, I was like, what the heck? Is that it? Yep, that's the USB. Boy, they're really low on the... Oh, I'm pushing that button that makes... Yeah. That find me button. Find the server in the rack button. I was pushing it by accident. But I've only got one, so I don't have to worry about all that. Now, plug you back in. I had turned that around, but that makes you not be able to access all of the plugs on the thing, on the power strip. So nothing's in a bad way there. All these cables and whatnot. Okay. I want to see if that light looks like it's going to come on inside that. The lights are, I've actually got it turned around backwards, the USB drive, so that the cord's coming, out. And the light that tells you that it's on, I can only see it when I kind of peek through the vents. I don't see it yet. Well, I'm going to come back after it's finished. And there's the lights, hard drive lights and everything. Yeah, I don't know when it would come on. Maybe when it starts looking at it. But we want to be over here at the right time. Yeah, see it's wobbling. Okay. Now, there it is. Now we want to go ahead and get into that kernel that will boot, the older kernel. Got a ways to go here. .78 degrees, and it's cooler than I am in here. 79.7 in over here on this side of the room. Okay, I can go into ILO. I don't know what I would see there. Well, I could look. I don't remember seeing any logs or anything in there. There might be. Oh, there is logs in there, I think. Go in there for a minute and see then. Sometimes the fix This looks to me like a fix that's not really wouldn't be easy. Let's see, well, like I said, there is ways. I think you could delete this new kernel and then try it again. Okay. But like I said, it'd be much simpler just to install Fedora 33. I really don't like. Oh, I went and got on the wrong thing again. At least that time I was. I was camera 4 and desktop. Sometimes I hit it 2 or 3 times and it moves further. Okay. Now, so it's booting up like normal on the older kernel, and I guess I better. I guess it doesn't save any battery. I keep thinking like it would, but I don't guess it does. But I'm going to switch to this. Worried about these wireless mics acting up and not working right. Okay. And well, I guess because I'm trained by the Wi-Fi mics did give more trouble than I've actually had out of this Bluetooth adapter. And I've got it plugged into, the charger so it won't go down. But the phone goes down. But and it does go down quicker than when I was doing it with Wi-Fi. Okay, it's logged in. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like is having to log in the terminal window. It's so tiny I can't read it. It's not hard or anything, but check 1, 2. Okay. And we're fixing to get a GUI. That little dot in the middle of the screen is a little spinning thing. I just realized something I might be able to do. No, I was thinking to say I could do remote desktop to get it, but this is ultra 4K, 3840 by 21 something, and this is 1080p down here that I'm streaming from, so it wouldn't fit in there for nothing. I tried it once, I think. Okay, so yeah, firewall connected. Okay, what did I say I was going to look at? I done forgot. Well, I'll look at my backups and stuff. I remember that. But I'm thinking that like I said, I'm tired now and kind of not doing making mistakes. So I'll probably won't even try to do that this evening. But I might go ahead and see if I can see what the deal is with the writing to that SD card. I think what it is. I think is that image. Well, don't think they have separate images anymore. Sometimes they used to have separate images for SD cards than they did for USB sticks. The images used to always be for a CD, DVD, or USB stick. Well, when they were switching, when USB was coming up, it was a separate image, but they got the ISOs to where they would do any of that, and can't even remember now. 'Cause I really, like I said earlier, I don't really use SD cards. I haven't had to use them because the images were all under 2 gigabytes, so I just always used my USB sticks. So, yeah, there was something. That I was looking at, thinking about. And it's completely escaped my brain now. So it's only 70 degrees outside. You must have that heater on 78 or something. Okay. I want to leave. See now, if it just sits and runs at a certain point, it will. Let's see, how does it do that? I think I have it like 20, 30 minutes after boot up. It will back up with Lucky Backup, and it doesn't show it in the anywhere that it's doing it though. The way it's kind of odd because if you set it up with Lucky, let me kind of show as I tell. Okay, Lucky Backup has two ways to get into it. Lucky Backup regular user, Lucky Backup super user. Now if you set it up with inside a super user, then it will show the icon and everything when it's running. But what I figured out, and I used to think that was the only way I could get it to work for years, or maybe it was, but anyway, here in Fedora 32, there's a box you can check. I don't want to open it up because I think it'll interrupt it running. There's a box you can check to tell it to run it in the terminal, I think, or something. It says something like that. And that's what I did, and it's been running just silently in the background. So you don't know when it's running. I kind of like to know when it's running because I don't really want to do a reboot in the middle of it running, but that's the way it is. And it's my favorite backup. I've been using it for years. The one thing about it is it does not do compression. That's good for me because when I want to get to a backed up file, I don't want to wait 30, 40 minutes to an hour and a half for it to uncompress so that I can get to it. So, of course, you don't, you need exactly how much space, whatever you're backing up, you need that much space to back it up. But it's just, I tried it the other way, and I just couldn't, it wasn't useful to me. And sometimes it would, you just spend forever just trying to check your backups and stuff. Like I can just go into Crusader, and this is what I do. If I want to make sure something's backed up, then I'll open up Crusader, and like right now, no, I haven't been making videos in here, but let's see, like if the most recent downloads have been backed up. So there's my backup drive. Downloads. No. Now I'll just go into Fedora. It's actually probably not the most recent thing, is it? The Fedora 33. Well, I can see if there's so those are there, see? Our most recent thing that's in the folder there is all those air duct drawings. And as you can see, the backups, these are backups from more than one machine. So, a whole lot more files. But there they are. That's one problem you get. Does a backup, and then if you rename files, then you end up with two copies with different names. So I can save a lot of space by going through and getting rid of duplicates. Need to do it. Haven't done it. But don't remember. Need a drink again. I guess I really need a cough drop. I'll have a drink and a cough drop. I can do that. Okay. because I'm the boss of me. Right? I try to be. Okay. So I'm going to go to the documents. And I'm looking for a command. Guess I'll have to try searching in there. Oh, DNF list KVM libvirt. I don't have that command in here. Well, I guess I can go to my backup drive then. Look for it. DNF group list terminal output edit for install script. Okay, that's a different thing, but and end up with so many things that are similarly named. Oh, install scripts with a. Let's go into that one. One's got a capital S on the end, the other one doesn't. Most of these are install. Yeah, those are supposed to be install scripts. Okay. Somewhere, it's a real simple little command, and it will just make a list of all your apps. DNF installed. See if it comes up. There it is. Probably the newest one. Doesn't really matter. It's just there's good. I have saved a couple of different versions of it. try that one. Okay. And this is just a text file, so I can just open it. Yeah, here it is. And what it'll do is DNF list installed, and then put it in the directory temp DNF list text. So it's DNF space list space installed space, right? And it doesn't give any output. It's just done there. And then now I'm going to go to temp, and I'll just copy it over to. Go ahead and close that search results now. Leave it open until I'm sure I've got it. TMP, right on the root directory. There it is right there, and you can't do anything to it except for copy it, but unless you want to get root privileges. But DNF list. Now it's got, it's owned by user Don. Now you got to really work on it to turn it into an install script. And I'm not going to go into all that. I don't think I'm going to be wanting to do that, but it's always like to have a list of all my installed apps. And I have made scripts out of them and ran them, Just trying to get things back to the way I like them. Okay, I'm going to rename that. DNF installed apps list. January, February, March, 03, 21, 21. Oh, that's what it is. There we go. Now, I have a list of every app that's on this system. Well, as of that older kernel, I believe. I don't think I'm certain of that. Okay. So that's good because stuff that's broken, I wouldn't want that anyway. Okay. So if I got all hung up and I couldn't find any apps, some of the apps I want, I could turn that into a script and run it safely, I believe, because it's I don't remember anything being wrong with it. The only thing is Fedora 33 might not actually support a few things or something. You might have some junk that comes along. So I don't like to do it too much anymore. I used to do it a lot. I used to be how I would build a new system back up. But I found the group install. I found the commands to run, to find the groups for group install. I can't say it right. Group install commands, and I put them all together into a script to install everything I want. I've got to watch out with getting a little extra happy on that, or you'll you put in a bunch of stuff like on that Fedora 28 system that takes forever to boot because some of that stuff doesn't work. The system runs fine, but it might slow it down a little bit though. You might have some things running in the background, that don't even work. I think pretty much all of it just didn't ever start up. Definitely slowed down the boot, and I couldn't, figuring out how to get rid of all that when you don't even really know for sure what all it was you installed. Installed a group of stuff, That's not really something I could ever figure out how to do. So, I'm going to let it run. Unless, I'll get back on this machine. And, because it may be, I don't know when it will be running. It probably was running, has already ran, or it was fixing to run. Lucky backup. And I'm not going to try to even pretend I'm going to finish this today. But the things that I can think of right now, I'm going ahead and doing them. Okay. I have my Fedora 33 ISO here. And I have my the one that I wrote. I'm wondering, see, well, I've got an SD card put in a USB adapter, and as far as I know, unless some of these newer systems have gotten smarter, it sees it as, it doesn't know that it's an SD card, it just sees it as a USB flash drive. And but I have had some odd things happen here and there when I would use it. So I'm kind of wondering if some of these newer Fedora systems actually know what it is, and even though it's I see it as a flash drive, and then that makes some things different. Could be why it failed, but what I think maybe happened is I'm almost certain I have a problem with one of there's a bunch of USBs on the back of that low Wi-Fi, and I may have a problem with one of them not working right. So yeah, I'm gonna go back on the desktop. I'm afraid I'll forget. I'm gonna move it. It's still in there. Oh yeah, I need to unmount it. And what am I on? Okay. Okay. Get over there and do that. Yeah, let's just go to the camera here. Okay. Did I unmount it? It's not good to just unplug USBs in Fedora or Debian. You should right-click eject, or sometimes it'll say safely remove or something, or unmount, or I don't know why it says something different. But yeah, I think maybe that top USB could be not working right. We'll try in a different one and see if that makes any difference. I only have 2 left, it feels like, that are not being used. I think there's 6 back there or something. So there it is again, and this time I'm going to use Fedora Media Writer again. Okay, you have a master storage device that already contains live system. Do you want to restore to factory settings? Now I'm going to go ahead and do that. See if that helps. And that is the 125 gigabytes, not my USB. That's well, I think it shows up as 5 terabyte. That's what it's called, but it's really 4.5. Okay, restore. Because that's what I'm thinking is maybe why it didn't work. It showed failed. Because it didn't like the FAT32 file system on it or something. Custom. Darn it. Got a cough drop in my mouth, but it don't seem to be helping. Door 33. 125 gigabyte. Okay. Right to disk. Password. Okay. This time I won't move around on the desktop and it won't mess up the app. It's the strangest thing. And I've got the check 1, 2. Error again. Destination drive is not writable. Now I know it's writable. That's what it said a while ago. It remounted it already. I'm going to hit cancel. Nothing. Well, that's not a good. I guess you could plug it in and boot up and then say tell it to test the medium. But the yeah, no. And the kind of VFAT, yeah, there they are. There's some of the partitions that it makes. But yeah, Fedora 20, there it is. Okay, the only thing that shows up to the operating system is just this part, which all looks okay. I mean, I don't know every file that should be there, but I know if I really sit down and look at it, I know a lot of them. But I'm just kind of glancing at it. And oh, I was wanting to do this. See if we can look at that. Okay, so there's a partition right there with just the EFI stuff on it. And then, oh, now it shows up. It wasn't mounted, that's what it was. And then there's one HFS Plus. Anaconda 1. So see how Fedora will work with the new, the new systems with the. That's what all that's about. Now see, now they're mounting whenever I go to them that way. I have Crusader set to auto mount everything that it can when you try to go to it. That one there might be part of my operating system, so I don't need to go there. All right. Now, now they're all mounted. Of course, I can't do that in here. I would break my stream. Can't reboot or anything. But let's go ahead and unmount that stuff. Yeah, see, now it says unmount on that one, and that one says eject. Now, that's what I was talking about a while ago. Let's go ahead and get that out of there. Definitely don't want to leave it in there. Okay. Can't find it. hold of it now. I need a tool or something, I guess. That's why I didn't put it in that. There. Whenever I had to really bend on it to get my finger underneath it. Those USBs are so close together. Of course, normally USB devices are pretty big and easy to get a hold of. This is small. Real small. So that's what I have it in. And this thing is about had it. Got to be careful with it. You can put it in upside down because of that chip broke out of it. But it's an USB adapter that you can put a micro SD card in. And what I have done before is ride it like that and then take it out of there and put it in a regular USB adapter and shove it in the server, and it'll boot, but you get errors. Things are not found in the right places. Some certain things, kind of like I was looking there and all the different things that were written for different types of boot setup, But it also happens with operating system files. As when you're writing an image to a USB stick, it needs to be different than it does for an SD card. And certain little ways, So I'm not so sure if that'll boot. I would be afraid to try to install from it, but it looks like it worked. So, but there's something about doing it in there that it's not just right. Now this other one, yeah, I've tried it before. I may end up having to break down and buy. One of the reasons why I haven't bought any more USB sticks, because those SD cards work in the phone, they work in everything except for maybe for this instance right here. Going blank here. So working everything except for maybe what I'm showing right now. And so I like that SD card. That's a 128, and I believe I got it for like $12, and 128 gigabyte. I have two of those. One of them's already in one of the cameras, one of the security. I bought them for the security cameras, and one of them I didn't have. I put a 32 that I already had in it, and it's still in it outside. But it really doesn't last but about 3 days, and I'd like it to last at least a week, before it gets overwritten. So the bigger card would be better. But so I've just kind of been using it in the meantime until I get out there and do that. But so, yeah, I'm just getting so tired I don't know what I'm doing, I guess. Okay. So I'm not going to try to go any further tonight. I keep stopping in the middle of sentences and everything, not knowing what I'm doing. Okay, so Fedora 32. Now, I guess that's why I went ahead. One of the reasons why I just went ahead and used that net install. I just used, when I did Fedora 32, I used the Fedora server. Oh, here it is. There's make compiz and then server net install. This is the one I used right here. because it's only 677 megabytes. And see the, oh yeah, the compiz for 32 was 1.9 and it wouldn't fit. So I know this one's like 2 to 2.2.1. So it won't work on these. It's just my particular, that's the size of my USB sticks that I have, you know. And that Fedora 11 is, I was saying that earlier, I built. I was trying to use it. I tried to boot up to it and use it to, I don't know why it's in here. This is the old machine. I don't know. I might have been, anyway, I put it in the newer one, the Fedora 32, and was trying to use it to Debian 10. I got lots of Debian 10 ISOs, but I haven't done anything with them yet. So yeah, it's been a long time since, a pretty good while now since I've done anything on this old machine. Any streaming is what I'm saying. So kind of blank again. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. I just haven't wanted to order a USB stick because of that, because they're so much more versatile. You know, the micro SD cards can go in phones, they can go in the full-size SD card adapter, they can go in, you know, whatever you want it to. You can use them in so many different things. So I haven't wanted to do that. So and yeah, I mean, I can try it, but I'm out of it now. So try it. I can run the self-test. It has a self-test, and I can run that and see if it passes that. But I'll have to wait to do that till tomorrow or something. At least I can use the machine. It's just really funky now with it being like it is. Yeah, I just keep thinking that there's something else I wanted to say or do before I take off here, but that was a lot of work today, and I won't try to recap what I figured out today because I can't even hardly complete a sentence anymore. Okay, yeah, the other machine, it's still running up there, and I'm down here below, but just leave it like that, and only thing I have running on it right now is just the system monitor. And actually, those little spikes would be from me clicking on that window, because that actually uses a considerable amount of resources. Other than that, it's like setting at 0 on all the processors and everything. Yeah, I love that server. It's just so amazingly cool to have that much power in your system. But don't love it when things go wrong like that, though. Well, that's the first time in years that I've had that, you know, something go wrong like that, completely broke, you know, where it won't boot up to an update. But after an update. But yeah, I'll probably end up reformatting, making sure everything's backed up first, and then reformatting the thing with Fedora 33 desktop, and then I won't. I'll have an actual boot login screen. I like that. I don't like logging in with the terminal. Number one thing that bugs me about it right now is I'm kind of used to doing it now, but is it is so tiny I can't read it. Up there in the top left-hand corner of my big screen. I don't know if I have that zoomed in or not. Let's see. I'll go ahead and get back on that camera and see. I don't remember if I ever. I don't know if I just finally figured out where to put it or. There we go. Yeah, it was zoomed in. You can't really see it, but right at the very bottom of the screen, that's the other monitor, the one that I'm using. I was zoomed in quite a bit. Could have zoomed in that much, but I figured I knew that I would bump into things, and so I left it like that. I don't think that would have. Whoops. That hit pretty good. I don't remember seeing it hit that good. But I'm pretty sure it wouldn't make it where you could read it or anything. Yeah, it wouldn't make really any difference whatsoever as far as you've been able to read it. So, and it makes it blurrier. The more you zoom, the more it's blurry. It's cool to be able to do that if it was more usable. What's wrong with this thing? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button, I guess. I'm putting it over my head. There we go. Where are you, camera? Oh, I see. You really have to aim straight at the camera. And it has to be aimed at the front, and normally you're behind it most of the time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just go. Did all I can today. And yeah, I just don't see, unless it updates again, like I said, updates come up all the time. Unless it updates again tomorrow and it fixes that or something, I might leave it as is for a while longer. But I have been debating, and I think that's enough to tell me to just go ahead and just go to the new one. The only reason I was hanging on to the old one really was because of VirtualBox, that I didn't want to have a pain getting it installed if that's what I would end up using to run my web server on. But I don't know. I'm a little leery of doing it because even though it's in a virtual machine, it's still on the same machine. And I looked into it. There's ways that you can get out of the machines. You got to learn how to set it up right to make it as safe as you can. So I haven't ever had to worry about that. I've just messed around with the virtual machines. I didn't have any of them serving up. I put web servers in them just to try them out, but I never made them live, to the internet, So I'm going to go ahead and go, and that'll be it for today. Okay. Bye-bye.